this revision notes. I'm looking at synthesis revision notes 2, the second worksheet. Question 66. The boys would have drowned if the lifeguard had not been determined to rescue them. Okay, pardon me, I'm having a bit of a runny nose. So I'm going to start by highlighting had it not been and pointing out that had it not been is in the past tense. So remember, my answer and my question must both be in the past tense, because that's synthesis rule number 2. Never change the tense unless it's reported speech. Okay, so remember synthesis rule number 2, which I'm just going to write over here in my iPad. Synthesis rule number 2, not to forget it. Do not change the tense. All right. Right, so it's gonna be appearing in a video later and you'll see me writing this. Right, so do not change the tense. Let's get back to the question. Had it not been, and had it not been is always paired with for. Had it not been for something. All right, so in this case, had it not been for the lifeguard's apostrophe s determination to rescue the boys, right? So what I'm doing is I am changing determined, right? So I'm going to go ahead and highlight the word determined here. Determined, and I'm changing it to determination. Okay, determination. To rescue the boys. Over here, I'm changing the boys to, I'm changing them to the boys. All right, so over here, the boys. All right, so had it not been for the lifeguard's determination to rescue the boys, and remember synthesis rule number 3, when a connector moves to the front, a comma takes its place. So you'll see that these rules take place all over different synthesis questions. All right, so a comma takes its place. I'm going to make this comma red so you can see it more clearly. Had it not been for the lifeguard's determination to rescue the boys, and again in this case I'm going to change the boys to they. All right, they would have drowned. So had it not been for the lifeguard's determination to rescue the boys, they would have drowned. All right, so that's how I solve my first question. Let me position my iPad a little bit more elegantly so that I don't have to move it around. Excuse me, too much. Oh dear, I think I might be coming down with a cold. Those of you who are able to see me, could you just drop an SMS or a WhatsApp message to me so that I know you're following along with me. Please do be patient, and I'll be posting this video of my iPad, right, where I'm working out, I don't know if you can see, yes, where I'm working out all the answers with all the annotations. I'll be posting this up on Edmodo and on YouTube very shortly. Okay, so this live stream is kind of just for you to follow along with me while I'm working on these questions. All right, so now I'm taking a look at the second question. All right, question 67. Karen does not know the answer to the question. Her group members do not know the answer to the question too. Now, this is a neither nor question. A neither nor question. And remember, we learned this rule about neither nor yesterday, right? Whenever we have neither nor or either or, can anyone remember what is the rule when it comes to which subject agrees with the verb? I think Jaden was one of the kids I asked yesterday. Which subject in this question agrees with the verb? Is it Karen or is it her group members? Right, so there are two subjects here. I'm going to go ahead and highlight them. One is Karen, right? Karen is subject number 1. And the other one is her group members, right? Over here. I'm highlighting that. And I'm going to go ahead and put number 2 next to that. Okay, so there are two subjects here. And the two subjects are basically going to be in different parts of the sentence, all right? And I taught you the rule yesterday, which was the closest subject to the verb agrees with it, all right? So I can essentially ignore the earlier subject and only look at the subject that comes second, nearest to the verb. So in this case, neither Karen nor her group members, right? So if I'm taking a look at the position of Karen and her group members, it becomes immediately clear to me that her group members, right, her group members is closer to the verb. So I need to change do not know or does not know, right? I've got to change this, does not know, right? I've got to change this do not know because neither is a negative, right? So does not know becomes knows. So neither Karen nor her group members, right? Because this is negative, this is negative. So they cancel each other out, which means the not disappears, all right? So neither Karen nor her group members. And her group members is the nearest subject. So many, no s after the verb, no, right? So I use the verb no. Neither Karen nor her group members know. And because her group members is the nearest subject to the verb know, therefore it agrees with the verb. So her group members, many, no s after the verb. Neither Karen nor her group members know the answer to the question. All right, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, so there we go. We've got two answers to two questions, and we've already used those rules that we revised yesterday, right? We used rule number 2, we used rule number 3, we checked using rule number 1, which is that there's no change in the meanings, and then we also applied the rule for neither nor, which is the closest subject to the verb always agrees with it. Okay, so I'm highlighting this on the notes right now. Don't worry, you get to see this very shortly, all right? No worries about the lag. Remember, I will be posting this video with the annotations on the YouTube channel before long. In fact, I'm going to stop at question 3 to post the first video. You guys can watch it and then you can give me some feedback, all right? So I'm looking at question number 3 now, all right? So right now, Mr. Chong congratulated Sally. She came in first in the dance competition. Okay, so who is my subject here? Is it Mr. Chong or is it Sally, right? It's Sally, right? So Sally is the one who came in first in the dance competition. So she is the subject, which means she will appear first in this question, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and put Sally because Sally is the subject, okay? Right? Sally is the subject. Is the subject here. So Sally, whom Mr. Chong congratulated, comma. Oh, no, actually, there shouldn't be a comma there, right? Came in first in the dance competition. All right, so Sally, whom Mr. Chong congratulated, came in first in the dance competition. All right, so came in first in the dance competition is what happened to Sally. Mr. Chong congratulating her is also what happened to Sally. Right, so both of these things happen to Sally, but Sally is very clearly my subject. All right, so I need to be very clear that she comes first. Sally, whom Mr. Chong congratulated, came in first in the dance competition. Remember, in this case, you either have 2 commas or none. Right, Sally, comma, whom Mr. Chong congratulated. So you could put one comma here and another comma here. But remember what I said, in this event, I don't want to risk it, so I'm not going to put in any commas at all. So no commas whatsoever. Okay, I hope this has been quite helpful. So I'm going to stop the video for my iPad right here, and I'm going to post it onto YouTube for all of you to watch. Okay, so give me a minute while I do that.